Hey there guys, Pinobi here bringing another manga chapter review, One Piece manga chapter review that is. We're going to be going over 614. I was debating on whether or not I should do this because the chapter did come out last, Tuesday, Wednesday, and it is already Sunday, but I decided to do it. I do owe it to some of you guys that have been asking for it. I'm a huge One Piece fan, for those of you that don't know. Although I like all types of manga and anime, One Piece is my absolute favorite. It's amazing. Some people have asked me what other anime and manga I'm interested in, and I'm going to go ahead and leave a link below to my AnimeList profile, which shows all the anime I frickin' watch and all the manga I read. So let's just not stall for too long here. Let's just jump straight into the chapter. It is going to be called What's Done is Done. Pretty interesting chapter if I do say so myself. I'm liking the way that the Water 7 arc is progressing. I haven't done a chapter review in a while, so I will sort of express some of my thoughts about the arc in general to kind of catch ourselves up here. The cover is Makino holding a child. Oda has started another cover series, which is amazing. We've kind of been needing one ever since the time skip. It's sort of been, generic cover stuff. Not to say it wasn't good, because it was, but it's nice to see a cover story coming back into play. It's called From the Decks of the World, Fuchsia Village. It started off as a generic one with the newspaper flying around, and it had the Straw Hats on it saying that they're back in action. So I'm thinking that since this one is Fuchsia Village, next we're going to see, all the other Straw Hats. We're going to see Zoro, the person that trained Zoro, and I'm thinking we'll see Nojiko and Gensan and all that, and continuing on, so on and so forth, until we go through all the Straw Hats. That's what I'm thinking, kind of like the way they did in the Bounty Up chapters, where the Straw Hats receive new bounties. They go around and they show all their loved ones and their thoughts and perspectives. So I'm thinking it'll be something like that. I'm actually hoping that there's going to be more Bounty Ups. We have seen Bounty Ups already. We'll see again in this chapter. And I suppose I'll talk more about that as the time comes. So let's just go ahead and get into it. There's a lot of comedy in this chapter, that's for sure. I mean, we can tell that right off the bat. They're all arguing, basically, sitting around. It skips the fight scene, which is okay with me, because we're going to save a lot of the awesome moves for when we have the real opponents, which is going to be, I assume, Hody Jones and his men that have been given names, which implies to me that they will be significant characters. And you see everyone joking around, and Usopp particularly mentions that they were going to run away, which to me shows that Oda is still, after this time skip, trying to introduce to us the idea, or keep alive the idea, that the Straw Hats do still need more character growth. For example, Chopper, earlier on, he didn't know about the jellyfish being poisonous earlier on in the arc, and Robin was actually the one that had to point that out. I would expect the doctor to know that kind of thing if a wild animal is poisonous, not the archaeologist. So that kind of goes to show to me that Chopper needs some growth. Usopp showing the cowardice of wanting to intimidate them and run away. So there's that. Nami. Well, this is more character traits, not character improvements. But, well, actually, no. I suppose on the same note, Nami did not know about what do you call those damn things? Log posts. She did not know about the way log posts interact with Fishman Island and, the whole underwater aspect of it. That's something that I would have expected her to learn in her kind of weather schooling of 2 years at Weatheria, or however you pronounce that. So we're definitely seeing a lot of room for character growth, which I really like how that's introduced. It's been very, very, very good, well spread out, everything like that. So moving on with the chapter, they're kind of joking around with the people that they beat up. And we see Fukaboshi arriving, wanting in, and Zoro pretty much says, F off, bruh, like that ain't gonna happen. And although Fukaboshi would prefer to tell them under better conditions, he is going to reveal the 2 messages that Jinbei has left for Luffy, which is the reason that they were after the Straw Hats to begin with, which was a pretty big misconstrued thing, which was pretty cool. It arranged for good positioning of the characters for the arc to develop properly. And he says, the 2 messages are, do not fight with Hody, and I'm waiting in the Sea Forest. Now, when we saw Fishman Island, I don't know how many of you paid attention to this, but I believe, unless I'm mistaken, there were three orbs. The main orb, an orb on top that was very obvious, and a very kind of ninja-ly hidden bottom orb. There was a bottom orb, for those of you that didn't notice that. And I think that is going to be the sea forest. That's my little prediction. So, we'll see how that plays out. You guys can leave a comment saying what you think that little orb is at the bottom. Or maybe that'll just be some sort of ruffian pirate territory, I don't know. And, or hey, maybe it's even, you know, Coral Hill. I don't think we saw that from a larger perspective. But anywho, next we go to Coral Hill, speaking of, where the civilians are misconstruing the Straw Hats' intentions, saying that they, you know, went to Ryugu Palace, you know, to mess them all up and everything, and all that kind of stuff. I do believe they said that. And Chopper's going to reveal his Kung Fu point. He went Koopa Kung Fu on their asses and beat up some, you know, generic people. And he's got this like tambourine mouth, like he's got this, you know, tambourine mouth look going on, and it's very like panda-esque, Kung Fu Panda-esque. You guys can tell me what you think the new Kung Fu point is going to offer for Chopper and what that means. It's pretty awesome. It shows, you know, pretty cool fighting. Chopper definitely needed more points, and I mean, at least he didn't show it. He didn't use a rumble ball. Now, we don't know if maybe he did that pre the scene, and maybe Oda's just purposefully hiding that from us. But I'm really hoping he did not have to use a rumble ball, and that he just can do it. Although he did use guard point earlier on in the arc, and I don't remember if he used a rumble ball when he did that. Maybe one of you guys does. I should reread that. But anywho, Sanji's gonna insist on going to, you know, see the Mermaid Princess and all that kind of stuff. Speaking of, the scene leads there. Pretty much Luffy talking to her with their plans to go to the Sea Forest, because it's what she really wants to do. So it's implied that that's going to happen, and then they're going to reach Jinbei, etc., etc. I'm not really sure what mechanic Oda's going for with making all these fishmen incredibly large. Kokoro obviously wasn't large. We've seen other people at normal sizes. But Neptune is huge. I guess that makes sense because he's the king. And Princess Mermaid is huge. Maybe that's his comedy, because they talk about how beautiful she is, and like, what's he gonna do to mix it up? Oh, he's gonna make her huge. So, as far as character design goes, she's very Nami-esque. I would have expected a little bit of differentiation there, but anywho, more comedy ensues with Brooke running to go see the Mermaid Princess, going to save her from any harm that may befall her, because Neptune hears a noise and insists that they go, and if not, he will chase them down to the end of the sea, so he's not playing no games. And Luffy's like a douchebag to this girl. Oh my god. He's like, you're really a crybaby and a weakling. And it's like, god damn, dude. Like, hold up. She's been like locked up for years and shit, for like 10 years, and you're just like talking all this mess. I'm like, oh my god, Luffy, that's like serious douche mode. That reminds me of Goku in Dragon Ball Z. Everyone's like, oh, Goku's so cool. I was like, no, Goku's the biggest freaking douche. Like, even those of you that haven't seen that much Dragon Ball Z, you must remember the Saiyan arc, because I mean, over 9,000. When Goku shows up, he's just like, oh, hey, Krillin, hey, Gohan. And they're like, yeah, everybody died. And he's like, whoops. Like, he didn't give a crap. And I was like, damn, bro, that's cold. But moving on, sorry to digress, we're going to see all of, well, at least some of Vanderdecken's, I assume Vanderdecken's, soldiers being plummeted into the wall. And that's pretty much towards the end of the chapter, but not quite. And I'm wondering if these soldiers volunteered for this. It's like, hey guys, I'm going to go chuck you at her door. Or they like, oh no, don't do it, and he just outpowered them and did it anyway? Or was it like, yeah, we can take it, boss? And, you know, that kind of a thing. So it'll be interesting to see the mechanic of exactly how Vanderdecken's crew interacts with him and his treatment of them. And yeah, it's pretty interesting so far. And then, what's that frickin' Megalo is gonna go ahead and get out of there with the Mermaid Princess in his mouth, which seems physically impossible, but we'll go with it, we'll go with it. And Luffy's riding on top of them in a bubble. which seems very freaking just. I can see all sorts of bad shit going wrong with this. So we're gonna see what Oda has in store for us in the next chapter. That's pretty much the end. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this manga chapter review. Tell me if you would like to see some more of these. If you did, feel free to support with a like, a thumbs up rating. It does really help my videos and my channel and all that good stuff. And if you're not subscribed to me, there is a yellow button for a reason. Or you can just go ahead and check out my channel to see my other content and see if subscribing to me is really something that you want to do. Do you want to be notified of my other videos? That is for you to decide. So I will go ahead and end this one here. If you guys would like to see anime reviews of One Piece, of course, let me know, because I am actually considering it. So leave comments what you think about the review, what you think about the chapter, what you think about the things I said, some things that you'd like to point out, all of that below. I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, leave this one here. Peace out.